Good morning, everyone. I am rising before the sun so that I can rise with the resistance and hopefully learn a few tips and tricks for you guys. Come along. Before we begin, we publish theme park videos on this channel all the time, so hit that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you'll know when another video is ready for you to view. 5:53 a.m. And good morning, everyone. I have made it into Galaxy's Edge. Let me start giving you some information. So today is December 10th. I got here at 5:53. They opened the gates at 6:30. I got in at like 6:35 and I got my boarding pass, which I'm in group 16. Now the first little trick, I think, I came on a day that did not have like extra early like morning magic hours. So that way no one was in the park, because they will have extra magic hours in the morning that would be open, I think, from 6 to 8. So there would already be like 2 hours worth of people in here if you come on a early magic morning day. I didn't do that, so I was like part of the first group to get into the park. Trick number one, don't come on early magic day unless you can get in on early magic. Another little tip or a bit of information I want to share with you guys is I was so freaked out about getting a boarding pass today. I did not book a fast pass. I didn't want to have anything interfere with me getting a boarding pass, but that was a mistake on my part. As I spoke to someone, they informed me that the boarding pass system and the fast pass system are two separate entities. It doesn't matter if I had fast passes booked all day long, it wouldn't affect me getting a boarding pass. In fact, when you get your boarding pass and you get and they call your group, you have 2 hours to get to Rise of the Resistance. So I mean, I could like get called for my boarding group at, let's say, 10 o'clock and have a fast pass for Tower of Terror at 10 o'clock. I can go do my fast pass for Tower of Terror and then still come back with enough time to get on Rise of the Resistance, to get in my boarding group. So another little tip, I guess, with the fast passes, normally fast passes are like park specific. So if I can't have a fast pass on the same day for like Hollywood Studios as I did for like Magic Kingdom. But I suppose I could come in here, get my boarding pass for, you know, the Rise of the Resistance, and then I could have fast passes for Magic Kingdom. So a little more like park hopping flexibility with the boarding system. Okay guys, it's now 6:57. They're boarding group 15 and I'm 16. So this is going to be like a quick day for me. I tell you what, I'm going to go on the ride, and then when we're done with that, I'll give you a few more tips and tricks.
The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Volcano Bay secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Okay guys, it is now 7:32 and I have completed my first ever ride on Rise of the Resistance. I think at the end of the video, I'll provide a full like POV of my experience, but for now, let me tell you what I thought. So what did I think? Let's start at the beginning. Let's start with the queue. Now the first part of the queue, not that exciting. You're just going through a series of tunnels, but it really picks up when we get into the pre-shows. There'll be a pre-show with BB-8 and Rey. That technology, I mean, it looks just like it looks in the Star Wars whenever they have a communication pop up. Very cool there. And then it really gets cool when they take us out into the transport vehicle. You step inside this vehicle, they're about to transport us away. The animatronic in there, it's amazing. It's like you're in the Star Wars movies. That animatronic is just one of the best I've ever seen. And since you're in the transport and you're going through space, there is movement in that little pre-show area. It's like you're actually driving or floating through space in the little transport. Very cool. But what happens is along the way, the transport is captured by a Star Destroyer. So you actually step out into a Star Destroyer once you're captured by the tractor beam. Oh, and once you step out into that area where you have all the stormtroopers, That is just amazing, because behind them you've got this screen like you're looking into space. So you can see all the little type of spacecraft they have for Star Wars, TIE fighters, Star Destroyers, Star Cruisers, things like that. Amazing to be in that room, and those tons and tons, just so many stormtroopers, and that screen, amazing. And then what happens is the Resistance is trying to sneak you away. So you get in this little droid-driven cart ride vehicle, and this is where the ride really begins, taking you through this Star Destroyer. This is truly like you are in a Star Wars movie, with all the scenery of the Star Destroyer inside, and plus all the screens of the action that happens. And then of course along the way you're gonna run into Kylo Ren. There's a laser blast, all type of things happening around you. Oh, the AT-ATs are amazing. There's a lift that takes you up so you can get like eye level with the AT-ATs. And a little surprise thing that I did not know, because I haven't seen every video and like I haven't watched everything all the way through, there is a drop section. So you're in your little like droid driven cart, and then, you know, maybe like a 10-foot drop, a little drop, just enough to make you have that sense of losing your stomach just a little bit. I think my favorite part of that attraction, as far as providing a thrill. It is one of the most immersive like experiences from beginning to end. I mean, being in that little cart driven by the droid, where you see all the action that's taking place on the screen, just like as if you were watching a Star Wars movie. It's like you're in a Star Wars movie. It's so immersive, down to the cast members playing their role, to like all the practical effects and the on-screen effects. Now, I wouldn't count it as the most thrilling attraction, other than that little drop section, which I did not know about. The drop, you'll lose your tummy just a little bit, so that's really cool. But when you take in totality of this experience, it's amazing. You have to do it. And speaking of having to do it, there's a few more. I can't remember where I left off with my little tricks or info on like the boarding passes and fast passes and things like that. But let me recoup and let me see if I can recall where I left off. So forgive me if I repeat myself with some of this little information I'm giving you, but I do recall one thing I wanted to tell you about the boarding passes is that, so you have a 2-hour window. So I've seen people like go out to their cars and get some rest waiting for the boarding pass, or you can just like enjoy the park. Like I said, I could even, if I wanted to, if like I came in and I had one of those late boarding passes, if I wanted to, I could go home, do whatever, have lunch, take a nap, whatever, and come back. It will not erase. You won't lose your boarding pass if you go off a property, and I'm talking way off a property. It's just as long as you like get back to your ride, like within that 2-hour time frame. So I could go, for me, I could go home, have a sandwich, take a nap, and I see that they're calling my boarding pass. I can be back here in 30 minutes, and that gives me an hour and a half still to get on the ride. So I just wanted to let you know, it doesn't erase, it doesn't go away if you travel far away from the park. This one looks a little short to be a stormtrooper to me.
Well, aren't you clever?
Yeah. I do think I'm clever. Chewy. I like the way you did what you did with your hair today. I like your hair today. Thank you. You too, Ray. I think Ray thought I was talking to her, but no, it was Chewy. Chewy's having a good hair day. Okay, now guys, I'm over here at the exit. I'm waiting for my favorite IG person, Aloha Jax. He does the best theme park photos on IG. I'll leave on the screen right now. I'll put his little handle. So go check out Aloha Jax. But I'm waiting. He was just a couple boarding passes after me. I'm waiting to see him get off so I can get his reaction to the ride. And here he comes. Here he comes. My favorite IGer right here, Steven. Aloha Jax. What you haven't talked to anyone about this yet. This is your first time, right?
First time.
What do you think?
Oh my God, it's indescribable. I can't.
It's like you're in a Star Wars movie.
Exactly. It's from everything from the special effects, the actors,
the cast members. I mean, it's like I can see a lot of. If you're in like high school drama club, they'll be applying for, right?
Yeah, they'll be like, all right, hey.
You'll get the job here, right? Because they play a role. They're not just like giving you directions where to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to interrogate you.
It's definitely an experience. It's more than just like a ride. It's an experience.
I felt like I was like in the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and as far as like attractions I've been on, from beginning to end, this one I think is the most immersive. When you factor in everything, the cast members and everything to the actual ride, it's amazing. What was your favorite part of the ride? I have a favorite part that I didn't know about.
The drop.
The drop. Yeah, I didn't know, but now I've seen a little bit of some other POVs, but not like from beginning to end.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise for me.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
It wasn't like a huge.
Yeah, just like, you know, whatever, 8 feet, 10 feet, whatever, real short.
Enough to feel it.
Yeah, you feel in your tummy. You're going to lose your stomach a little bit. It's going to float up. Very cool. So I guess an A+ for me. What about you?
Yeah, A+.
Yeah.
Definitely a must ride when you come to Disney.
Yeah, and while you're at it, go ahead and follow him on IG, because you're going to go take some pictures right now, aren't you?
I'm going to grab some pictures. I got tons of pictures in there
already. Go check him out, guys. So guys, I've only been off the ride for an hour, and I already have people asking me, which is better, Hagrid's or Rise of the Resistance? The two completely different experiences. I can say this, I think. I can say Hagrid's is more of a physical experience with thrills, because you're going to have experiences of, you know, G-forces and what, because it is a roller coaster. And then I'm going to say Rise of the Resistance is more of a mental or emotional thrills, because you are being placed like actually inside of a Star Wars universe. It's like you're living the movie. So they're both great attractions. I would say that's the difference between the two. Before I lead you into the POV section of the video, I did ask one more question about the boarding passes. Now, the ride's only been open for 5 days, so take this with a grain of salt. Just as a general rule, they told me about 2 hours after the park opens, that's about the time they run out of boarding passes. So they open at 6:30 today. It's 8:30 right now. They still have boarding passes, but the rule of thumb is going to be about 2 hours after park opening, no more boarding passes. And then the other thing I just want to reiterate, I think my #1 takeaway for today is, if you don't have access to early magic hours, I would suggest doing this on a day when they don't have it. That way you're one of the first ones into the park. And with that being said, enjoy Rise of the Resistance POV.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep? Recruits, thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a First Order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system. Your outpost on Batu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is ready. 9-Num and I shall personally see them delivered.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Pucara.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep it tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
Black Leader, we're picking up an unusual signal. Are you spotting anything?
Yeah, I see it. We'll check it out. BB-8, what do you got?
There appear to be a number of small craft heading our way. Raise the shields.
Company, First Order attack fighters. Big round, big round. Red 2, Blue 5, we gotta clear a path so transport can make the jump.
We lost Red 2, more incoming. Blue 5 taking evasive action.
Try to shake him, Blue.
I'm trying, but
We lost Blue 5. I'm gonna try to call him away.
Copy that. Get us clear so we can make the jump.
Be ready, you won't have much time.
Where are all those TIE fighters coming from? Star Destroyers. We can't. We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
It's a punch and make us a fair fight. Don't worry, I'm coming back for you. Stay strong.
Is there anything we can do? No, the tractor beam will be too strong. It's worth a shot. Full reverse. Any other ideas? Then wipe the navicomputer. I don't want them finding anything.
Cargo vessel TR-141, identify yourselves and prepare to be boarded.
This is TR-141. We are a civilian vessel. By whose authority are we being detained?
By the authority of the First Order, Resistance scum. Now bring down your shields and prepare to be boarded.
Little Twiggy out there.
They'll want the location of our secret base. Tell them nothing. The future of the Resistance is at stake. I have a bad feeling about this.
You will all head to interrogation immediately, and be aware you are surrounded. Don't try anything. Out now.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Quickly.
Okay, take this corridor to the turbo lift, then head down to the escape pod base. Those droids are programmed to return you to Batu. Hurry and don't get caught. Lieutenant Beck will guide you.
Recruits, for your safety, stay seated with seatbelts securely fastened. Keep hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the transport and supervise your children. Tell them it's a prisoner transfer. Did it work? Good. Now get a move on. There's a clear path to the turbo lifts at the end of the hallway. Turn right. A probe droid. You're lucky it didn't spot you. Take those turbo lifts and stay out of trouble.
Hey, you're not authorized. Wait, those are the prisoners. We have a breach in attention lock 3.
Cover is blown. Find an alternate route. Who picked these two droids anyway?
Priority alert. Detachment to level D. There they are! Fire! The escape box just full. Take the list now. Hurry! No, not up! I said down!
This does not look good. Try to find another way down to the escape pods.
The Resistance will attempt to rescue the prisoners.
They have neither the resources nor the courage to engage us.
You underestimate their conviction. Raise the shields!
Shields? I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless.
There's nowhere to run.
Find the mental peace!
There's no escape. You will tell me the location of the secret base, and then I will destroy you and the Resistance.
You got a green
came in a little off target. Ground crews will meet you outside the wreck. All right, nice job, recruits. Not what you signed on for, but hey, your resistance now. I think I have that authority. Right, Beck? Where's the lieutenant? I need eyes on Beck. Line up. Scan for his cockpit. Lieutenant Beck here. Beck! You're live. I should hope so. Great job, recruits. Thanks to your heroism, the location of the resistance base is secure. Bravo! Yes, R5, you too.
Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed that POV of Rise of the Resistance, and hopefully we're a little smarter dealing with boarding passes. I know I am. Hopefully you are too. And with all that being said, don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. Thanks for watching RixFlix, and now it's time to relax. Thank you to the following who supports the channel on Patreon as executive producers: Randall Rittenberry, Hank Spalding, Andrew Bundle, U.S. Storm Shelters, Joshua Rush, Brian Jenkins, the Luke family, Hannah Jo Smithhart, Catherine and Daddy Dave, Warren and Don Kulo, Neil Whitaker, Anita and Jim, Harry Beadle, Angelina Twazer, Sonia Tucci, Nick Hahn, and Brandon Anders. I would also like to thank our regular Patreon producers. Let's start off with a hard name for me. Adam Kazanecki, thank you. Armando Cabelli, John Andine, Sherry South, TJ and Shannon, Brett and Mindy West, Chad and Michelle, Andreas Martinez, the A-Team, Allie and AJ, Craig Conley, Ben Van Litt, Cameron Alder, Nicole Bergstein, Matt Weaver, Rob Racer 66, Ash Gauthier, Ricardo Justin, Josh Grabiak, Kiss My, formerly known as Ashley Atkinson. Hey, I'll say any name as long as there's no bad words. John Gosby and Stephen Brodude.